And I'd asked everybody to come to us with some young artists to keep your eye on that might, as a bit of an inside tip into the market. So Christine, do you have some young artists? I know you've got some fantastic artists up right now.
Yes, and I started writing a list, and it got kind of crazy. It was like 20 people to watch. I think probably the easiest thing for me is to work more recently. Just the last couple of shows we had. Actually, the last year, we just, we don't really focus on commercial work because we're trying to fulfill exhibiting as many different areas of the university as possible. So we're showing design work, we're showing installation work, things that aren't always sellable because we don't have to pay rent on our building. We're lucky, but we've been having really great sales. So even though they see the economy isn't great, we've been having like a sale or two per show, right, which has been wonderful. So I'm just going to name a few people who we've recently shown and sold. Great. And I just knew it. Like when I saw their work, I thought, hopefully that's going to sell. So Kenny Lee was someone who just graduated, and again, he's one of those people who's been out there and finding shows. We had a really large piece of work of his, and because he had sold all the smaller pieces earlier, and I thought, I don't know, it's so big, it's $1,800. Someone walked in, put checks down, done deal. Shlomi Greenspan I had mentioned. He's someone who, again, I don't think is sellable in the same way. I'm trying to actually encourage him to participate in a sale that I'm working on and just give me his paintings. Forget the projection for one show. Eugenie Davis is someone I just exhibited, which we had talked about, and just, again, someone who came along. I was talking to her faculty, and they said, yeah, she was kind of okay in third year, and then something just happened. Really? And I did a studio visit with her, and she must have had 30 to 40 works in her studio. Really? She was just going, and she goes every day for 8 to 9 hours to her studio. That is her job.
That's the commitment.
And then she teaches yoga and does other things on the side to help pay her mortgage.
Right. So, wow.
So there's just, and the other thing is Amanda Klein.
Yes.
Who is showing here, and I've seen Amanda.
Just the work of the large representational work, the figurative work of the woman in red. Because she is someone I worked with as a student, I saw her work change. She's participated in a couple of fundraisers, and her work just gets better and better and more interesting for people are excited about her work.
Yeah. So that's a few things off the top of my head.
Michael, anybody you got your eye on?
Unfortunately, because I am with the gallery, and my friends are artists, and I'm deeply involved with an emerging artist. It'd be very difficult for me. It'd be very I feel like I might compromise everything I've said if I go and say yay go. But so maybe I could be allowed to say something else.
Sure.
I think if people are there, if people are, it doesn't necessarily matter, if people are talking about them, although that's a good sign. I think if people are making things that speak to you, I think that is really important. And although that seems like hardly a qualification, things that really speak to you deeply, not just things that activate your intellect or touch your heart, but things that touch your heart, activate your intellect, things like that. To me, that's what I look for when I'm looking at young artists, and also when I'm looking at new paintings by old artists. For me, it's a lifetime thing. So if that's what I'll say.
That's good. Nice.
I could name numerous emerging artists that I think are great and that people should pay attention to, but it's really something that the individual needs to be, the individual viewer needs to be deciding for themselves. It's not, I think art is such an interesting thing that you shouldn't just take someone else's word for it and say, oh, these 5 artists are the best artists in the world because somebody told me so.
Right.
I think that it needs to be experienced, and as a viewer, as an appreciator, as a potential customer, client, collector, you've got to expose yourself to as much as possible. Just, every private gallery in the world is free to enter.
Yeah.
Every 99.5% of them have websites that you can look at everything and read about it and form an opinion of your own. And you don't become a great collector of art by taking someone's word for it and buying what somebody told you to buy. That's a superficial experience. Because you have the funds to do it, because you have the space to put it, and someone there to tell you what to buy, doesn't make the experience as rich as it can be.
It's not your experience.
Yeah, it doesn't make the experience of the collector as what it should be.
And if I could add quickly, it serves the collector, it serves the dealer, it serves the artist, it serves, and by extension, not to be too, it serves everybody. If this is the one thing that we can do on our own,
Yes.
and the one thing that we can follow our own interests and desires with, then that's great, because there's so, this is the one place where we can, have that word.
The soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, educating yourself is the only and the best way to really keep your eye on what's happening. And Art Rental, we're great for that, in that we're a cross-section of, more than 50 galleries in the city, as well as many, again, independent artists. So I think, I think it's just a matter of getting out there, visiting the art fairs. And so I have 30 volunteers at my disposal, so they're able to be my eyes out there, and that's what enables us to bring together such a wonderful collection of emerging artists. But it is something that's just an endless education. And, even the curators I work with at the AGO, it's just an endless, there's never any way to have a full handle on everything. You have to constantly just keep your eye out there. And technology does make it really, really simple these days to really see a lot in a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, I've never found anyone who's interested in art in the first place get bored of looking at it.
Yeah.
It gets more and more interesting. The more you experience, the more you see, you form a stronger opinion on certain things, and your taste develops. And as that all happens, you're learning more about artwork in general. You're learning about yourself, which is our own.
That's right.
It's the experience of life. Art is just that thing that allows our intellect to merge with our sense of beauty and aesthetic, and there you are. It's the best.
It's a great last word. Nice.
Yeah, no.